Okay, next marker, game 9.
Okay. Hey, F. Cook, how's it going?
The more you donate, the more funny stuff I show you. By the way, there's dozens and dozens of these
Wait,
because there's hundreds of games.
Wait, what number?
9.
No, I thought it was
But,
9.
they're playing blitz chess. Sorry. All right.
9.
Okay. Now, this is super complicated. That's your favorite kind of complicated. This is David Antón, Rocky Horror. Now, some people said he was fat, but he's Samoan, so what do you want him to do? Right? And he's playing the guy from the city of Dam, Kristian Holm. Damn, Holm. Okay, now, I can't pronounce any of Holm's names, like Stuvik and I don't know who that is. Okay, now in this position, black has one move that draws. Okay, now Karen, what's the most obvious move for black? It's so obvious, I can't even ask you. It's too obvious. The most obvious move. It could be losing, but it's the most obvious.
Probably, let's see. Maybe knight a5.
No, that's not obvious at all. The most obvious.
Well, it's obviously not obvious if I don't know it.
It is obvious. I didn't say it was good. I said it was obvious.
Or take the pawn.
Take the pawn. Okay, which he did not do. Taking the pawn draws. Now, at first glance, it looks like
Taking it.
bishop here, and then white wins the king and pawn endgame. Right? And probably that's why black didn't play king takes pawn. However, this is not winning. Not only is it not winning, every move draws. Doesn't matter which move you make. Doesn't matter. Now, here, if it's black's move, I just defend my pawn. But you can win my pawn.
Right.
However, once again, every move draws. Now, the funniest move that draws by quite a bit, it's not even close, is this. Now, obviously, these moves draw, because after here, if you take, I go here and I win your pawn. And if you play g4, I attack your pawn, and I'm on your pawn, you're on my pawn. So it's a draw.
Yeah.
I'm going to take, okay. It's very funny that this move draws. And now after king takes pawn, which looks like it wins, this draws. You can't save your pawn. That's funny. And so you have to play g4 to try to win. And again, every move draws. King here, king here. If you take, I win your pawn. And if you play g5, it's the same thing. I attack your pawn. Yeah. So that king and pawn ending for an engine is a dead draw. For a human, you're like, oh man, I'm losing this king and pawn ending. And the engine's like every move draws, every move draws, every move. Like no winning chances at all. Truth hurts. Okay. And if you don't play bishop d5 and take the knight, it's just bishop and pawn against knight and pawn, and it's a draw. But probably he thought bishop d5, bishop takes knight, king here won, which is what I would think without any analysis. That would be my general impression. So instead of taking the pawn, he moved his knight, and white defended the pawn, and then the game's over. Because now I'm going to go win your pawn, and you got to babysit my pawn. Now this is hopeless. Yeah, I mean, you got nothing here. And then he resigned. His knight's checked, which is funny. But, yeah. So he just lost like it was nothing. When king takes pawn, the most obvious move, drew, and he probably thought that this was winning for white. And not only is it not winning, every move draws. That's crazy. Like Fox News. I wonder if this draws. If that draws, I'm going to see if it draws. I hope not. No, it doesn't. Wow. What the hell? Wow. I'm going to have to text, Magnus and Kasparov and Fischer's Grave here and Capablanca. White has one winning move here. This puzzle would be too hard for like a super GM.
What's the winning move?
Here.
Oh.
Wow. That wins. And every other move does not win. That's insane. Man, that's great. That's a great king and pawn ending. Now, all these moves draw, but the fact that this loses to this, that's the greatest thing that's ever happened. The chances of him playing that are less than 0% if that position occurred. Damn. Yeah, every move draws but this, especially G4. King D6, draw. Papa John's. Wow, King E5 wins. That's the greatest thing that's ever happened. That's just great. Mm-hmm. Okay, so King takes pawn is an easy draw, and this was an easy loss. So again, if engines were watching in some alternate universe, they'd be like 97. What world is this? Yeah, it's the World Championship. Yeah, so forth. Draw agreed. Right. After King E5, we're going to try to push our pawn up, obviously. Okay, game 10.
Yeah, definitely. These positions are hard for me to look at and know that they're draws. I mean,
right, they're hard for everybody. That's why they're barely blunders. Unless you're an engine, then they're just like, what is this?
All right, hang on. Marker 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
There, we did it.
Yeah, that's not how you spell your. And Mr. Pessimistic, you're too pessimistic. And finally, you spelled pessimistic wrong. And the name of your thing is wrong. All right, otherwise he did good, right?
I don't even see what you're reading. Oh,
Mr. Pessimistic said, you're too hard. That's the wrong you're. You wouldn't say hard. That's like a colloquialism. And pessimistic, you spelled wrong. And I have some other things that are wrong about. Yeah. Mr. should have a cap.
He knows about blunders.
No, I'm not done yet. And also, okay,